guys, and welcome back for another video. It's been so long, and part of the reason is because I've not been very well lately, so I don't come on camera if I'm like, halfway in my face halfway in the toilet now. So that's part of the reason why you haven't seen me. But anyway, I'm here y'all, and I'm a little late on this one. This video was probably posted a couple weeks ago on Sansare's channel, and so some of you may already have seen this, but I just have something to say real quick, okay? So let's go ahead and let her speak on whatever this video's on, okay?
Our client, Priest, as y'all know him as Priest, has retained us to send you this letter to document a period of harassment that they have. And I'm like, they? Who's they? So Priest is more than one person now. It says they have this letter to document a period of harassment they have or received from you starting on or about November 28th. November 28th. I'm sorry. I'm stunned. Okay. So anyway, hold on. Starting on or about November 2018 to present 2022. Such conduct has caused him to suffer. Severe humiliation, embarrassment, emotional distress, and physical discomfort. Physical discomfort, huh? Engaging in such conduct is actionable under California civil and criminal law. Specifically, the conduct included, but was not limited to, defaming his name, image, and likeness, bullying, and or harassing by posting content on social media platforms exploiting their family. This is there again. Who's there? Who is they? I don't know his family like that. Or is because see, this letter is just grammatical errors. By the way, it's like worse. You know how I am with my grammar and spelling and shit when I'm like posting online. Kind of similar. All right, so wait, let me get this. This is an attorney now. All right, let me finish. Bullying and or harassing by posting content on social media platforms, exploiting their family, and interfering with his personal and business relationships. Last time I checked, this nigga was broke and unemployed. What business?
And so here we are, 2 minutes in, and he's broke and he's unemployed. Is that not defaming the man's character? You're saying he's broke and doesn't even have a job. How do you know? If you don't have contact with him, how do you know? And then if he was so broke and unemployed, how does he pay child support? Because from what she says, he does pay $200 and some odd a month in child support, but doesn't actually help her in any other way, just through child support. And so it just shows you that even with a cease and desist letter being administered to this woman, she cannot stop herself from saying negative things about this man. Let's continue.
I don't know what business he has. I don't know anything about his business. Anyway, our client in this office demand that you cease and desist from this activity using the phrases such as, you're going to get a kick out of these phrases: Lou, Priest, my son's father, and my ex, as soon as possible, and demand you remove any content that was used in any event within 14 days from your receipt of this letter. If action is not taken by you to cease and desist within the given time frame, we will have no choice but to take appropriate legal action against you.
Oh, really?
That shit stain of an asshole. I'm trying, Lord. I know that was ugly. My bad. Let me start over. Thank you to the people out there who are sending me updates on my baby daddy. They know that my baby daddy lives in Georgia. I live in California. They basically following him around, taking pictures of him. So I always have updates about him. I appreciate y'all doing that, but at the same time, listen to me, okay? I do not care who that man's sleeping with what he doing, how he living. I don't care. Someone just sent me an update about him that said he was doing something fraudulent as far as prescription drugs with his ex-wife, who he cheated on me with and left me for and went back to, then divorced. Apparently he's still fucking around with this lady and they're not living an amazing life in comparison to the type of lifestyle that I live. Okay, Buddha is with me while I'm saying this, because I'm trying to be at peace and I'm not trying to have the karma associated with continuously talking negatively about my baby daddy. I really am not. I am trying to get over him. It has been 5 years and I have been struggling, trying to move on with my life and get over him altogether. Raising my son alone is hard and I don't want to take it out on my son what I feel about his father. People
see what I mean?
Now, out of all of the things that my son's father could have done, that was what he did. Like, this man has never met his son, but he actually paid an attorney to send me a cease and desist form. You actually put forth the hundreds or thousands of dollars to pay an attorney to send me a cease and desist, but didn't think not once to put that money into a plane ticket to come meet your child? I mean, this man is not that bright. He's not that bright. Because let me tell you what would easily fix me saying anything negative or something that he may feel is hurtful or bruising of his ego. If he actually took the time to be in his child's life, that's all it would take. Because my consistent statement over and over again is the same thing. It's as follows: he's a deadbeat dad.
All right, so there's a part of me that definitely has sympathy because I do not agree that a man should abandon his children. However, under circumstances where your ex has social media and outlets and she's very forthcoming about everything going on in her life, you know what? He has to protect himself and his reputation at the end of the day. And saying anything to her at this point is a huge risk to him. And that's probably why he has stopped all contact with her, because how do you deal with somebody like this? She's got her mind made up about the man. We're here 5 years later and you're still saying negative things about him. And yes, he isn't in your son's life, but who can you blame? Have you made it easy for him? I mean, really, think about it. He can find any video, click on it, and you're going to somehow mention his name or somehow mention him. I just showed you a clip of a video that was done about 8 months ago, you know, so she's obviously still heard about it, like all these years later. And you know what, to each his own, but I'm just going to say this: people don't have the right to know all of your business, and he has the right to try to protect himself from you and your defamation of character. At this point, the man doesn't want you anymore. It's very obvious, very clear to see. And you supposedly don't want him anymore. But one thing we've seen him do, and you not, is move on. So what does that tell you? Where is your new man? Where is your new husband? Because you could have found a great enough guy. It's not like she's not attractive. It's not like Sansare is ugly. Like, obviously this is a very attractive woman who could clearly get another guy. So it's not that she's not a good looking woman. It's her personality that's really driving men away. They see how you treat your child's father, and they're like, I'll be darned if I'm a part of that. Because as soon as you get her pregnant, it's like, well, this is what you have to look forward to. Defamation of character and a whole bunch of negative videos about you. Like, that's not cool, ma'am. That's not. And it's not very mature either. And I understand that you're a content creator and you do have the right to talk about things that are on your mind, but you don't have the right to bash another person in every single one of your videos. And it may not be every single one. I may be stretching the truth a little bit there, but come on. It's not hard to find a video on your channel that, I mean, clearly doesn't bring priests down in some type of way, shape, or form.
who has never met his son. Okay? And all I care about is my son, who is his family. See what I'm saying? So my only desire is for my son to have a decent father. That's it. You feel me? And it's weird to me how this man did an interview on YouTube many years ago with Tommy Sotomayor. And he said the most derogatory, embarrassing, humiliating shit about me that any man could ever utter about a fucking woman that he has a child with.
And so you spent the last 5 or 6 years complaining about the same man instead of moving on. How can another man even make it in the picture if Priest is still such a big part of your life? Think about it. I mean, the guy lives in your head rent-free for years at this point. Like, if you were actually charging him rent, you could be a millionaire by now, as much time as he spent in your headspace. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, the constant speaking on him, whether it's good or bad, demonstrates that you have not moved on. And I don't think any guy wants to come in and play second fiddle. And that's part of the reason why another guy probably hasn't straight up asked you to be with him. Because it's like, clearly you still have feelings for your ex. And who wants to come in and be somebody who has to hear about him and hear about Priest and how bad he did? I mean, at this point, ma'am, your child's about ready to go to school. He needs a mom who's going to help him and lead and guide him. He doesn't need a mom that's hurt and bitter. That's not going to help him thrive. Not at all. You have got to let that go. You really do. You just got to forget about him entirely. And if it means don't even mention him at all anymore, that would be healthy at this point. That would honestly be a lot healthier mentally for you and your child at this point if you just like wrote him off, said, all right, I ain't going to say nothing else about him. Make your content about being a mom. Maybe some mom hacks. You have a 5-year-old. You could be giving out information on some of the things that you feed your child during the day, or some of the activities that you do, some of the ways in which you teach him different things. How did you potty train him? You know? I mean, I'm always looking for like mom hacks online because I'm a mom now. I've got a 2.5-year-old and I'm in the middle of trying to potty train her, and it's not freaking easy. I mean, she'll go on the potty, but like, it's because I force her. You know what I mean? It's not like she's like, I gotta go to the potty, and then she goes. No, it's because I made her sit on it, and then she's like, good girl. And I'm like, good girl, you went? And she's like, yeah. And she'll get up and show me she went. And that's great. But at the same time, it's not sticking to the point where it's like she's got it. Like she knows, like, okay, this feeling means I have to go to the bathroom. We're not there yet. And I'm honestly clueless as to what to do. I'm a first-time mom at this point. Like, you have done this more than one time. This I'm giving you content. Like, I'm telling you what you could make videos about. You could talk about dinner ideas. You can talk about meal planning for your kid. I mean, there's so many different things. You can talk about the fact that you have an adult child and a small child, their interactions, some of the ways in which your parenting differs between the two. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can talk about that don't have anything to do with your ex. You know what I'm saying? Because dating and stuff like that, trying to give advice at this point, it just comes off like crazy. Because most people see your situation with this guy as an obsession. Let's just be honest.
And the severe humiliation and embarrassment that came out of that, people stalking and harassing me simply off of him doing an interview on Tommy Sotomayor's channel, the issues that came with that. We had to move 22 times. 22. Because of my son's father's ignorance. And this man actually put forth the energy to contact an attorney to tell me to stop telling people that he's a deadbeat? I can replace all of these phrases if you like and still use it. But either way, I think it's laughable. I think that even an attorney participating in something like this it's like, you really want to put your own personal law firm through this?
Everybody involved in it is going to seriously suffer because of what you've done on social media. And it's gotten to the point where this man has had to go to a lawyer to try to get you to stop talking about him. And that's weird. It's kind of like, at what point do you move on? It's not like you guys were together like for a number of years. You've spent more time speaking on your ex than you guys were actually involved with each other. Think about that. Were you guys even together a year? I mean, really, were you guys even together for a whole year? And here it's 5 years later and you still have stuff to talk about? If he's not around and he's not helping and he's not involved whatsoever, what could you have to talk about? All of your information is based on what you knew about him in the past. He could be a totally different person by now, but you wouldn't know it because you don't give him a chance. And at this point, I wouldn't either. I mean, you've had plenty of time to come into your son's life and do something for him or be a part of it. At this point, if he doesn't want to be a part of it, it is what it is. He's 5 years old. You could always let your son know this is who your father is, and for whatever reason, he doesn't want to be in your life anymore. And to be honest, you should tell your son the truth. You should definitely tell him that, I didn't exactly make it easy for him because I kept making videos on social media, which is very detrimental to a lot of people. Like, clearly it was detrimental to you for him to go on Tommy Sotomayor's show and talk, what he talked about you. And we don't know if that stuff is true. That's just his perspective. We heard his side of it. We heard your side of it. You both have horrible things to say about each other. At this point, you guys should just write each other off and just move the freak on. Like, you shouldn't have any more contact with him. He shouldn't have any more contact with you besides child support. And you can move on so that you can actually try to find a good father for your son if that's your goal. Otherwise, just be the best mom and be the best person that you can be. Because this whole thing is clearly not healthy. Not for you, not for your son, and not for your baby dad. You guys definitely tell me what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.